Hey. Welcome back to the show. I am your number one host, Will J. Bailey, and this is Where You At? The concept of butterfly or child of God is a four-stage metamorphosis we'd like to abbreviate. For an example, the egg, the larva, the pupa, and adult butterfly. The caterpillar eats, grows, and sheds its skin multiple times before forming a chrysalis, such as a child of God does when accepting, studying, growing, and shedding before forming a reborn chrysalis. After a caterpillar or child of God finishes eating and growing, it sheds its skin and forms a hard, protective outer image, cascading. Inside, though, its body breaks down and reorganizes completely. That fourth stage of metamorphosis is childhood experiences, teenage experiences, young adult experiences, and adult child of God experiences. Jeremiah 1:5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations. Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. The key points of transformation is duration. The entire process is unique to each person and divine timing. The applications. This can be done in one or multiple applications to process completely. The metamorphosis. The term metamorphosis is used to describe a change in emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual transformation specific to undergoing complete changes. The chrysalis. Butterflies or child of God form a chrysalis, which is the exposed outer image, hard skin of the pupa itself, and its transformative life stages from child to full adult. In love, the butterfly effect means that tiny, seemingly insignificant actions, choices, or chances, encounters can lead to massive, life-altering romantic outcomes. It emphasizes that the course of a lifelong relationship is shaped just as much by the little things as it is by grand romantic gestures. While the theory of the butterfly effect is about cascading consequences, people also colloquially talk about feeling butterflies when they are in love. Those nervous, exciting flutters in your stomach are your body's physical response to strong romantic attraction or nervous anticipation. The butterfly effect in relationships is the concept that tiny, seemingly insignificant choices or events can ripple out to radically alter the trajectory of a connection. A single compliment, an unanswered text, or a split-second decision to stay in can accumulate over time, ultimately strengthening or fracturing a partnership. In providence and the law of sowing and reaping, instead of random chaos, scripture attributes these ripple effects to an omniscient God guiding human history. Ruth's loyalty to Naomi to glean in a foreign field eventually led to the birth of King David and the lineage of Jesus. Ruth 4:13-17. A young boy's lunch, 5 loaves and 2 fish, was used by Jesus to feed thousands, proving small offerings have exponential impacts. Esther's choice to risk her life to speak for her people altered the fate of an entire nation. In the Bible, the butterfly effect operates on the premise that no prayer, step of obedience, or act of kindness is ever too small to be used by God. Small daily decisions like listening intently, remembering a minor detail, or simply being kind after a long day act as subtle investments in your relationship. Over time, these tiny actions compound, determining whether a connection grows stronger or slowly fades away. Small actions, major outcomes. Tiny decisions like striking up a conversation can lead to massive, unexpected life changes, such as new careers and relationships. Interconnectedness. Life is a complex system where individual choices are interconnected. One person's small action can influence a much wider circle of events. Mindful living. Understanding this concept encourages being present and thoughtful, responsible and accountable about daily actions, recognizing that they accumulate to shape our overall life path. Accepting uncertainty. While our actions matter, the butterfly effect also highlights that outcomes are often unpredictable, encouraging us to accept that not every outcome is within our control. So it is imperative to forgive yourself as well as others. Relationships aren't just built on grand gestures like anniversaries and vacations. They are sculpted in the daily micro interactions. A small choice, such as pausing to actively listen to a partner's bad day instead of scrolling on your phone, compounds over years, building immense trust and intimacy. Conversely, consistently ignoring small bids for attention can create an emotional chasm over time. A minor misunderstanding or a harsh tone left unchecked during a trivial argument, like who does the dishes, can escalate because relationships are complex systems. A small shift in one person's energy, like bringing a more defensive or vulnerable attitude to a conversation, drastically alters the partner's reaction, dictating the overall tone of the connection. Getting your life together, such as starting a new fitness routine or managing stress, doesn't just affect you. It changes your mood, your confidence, and the energy you bring into the relationship, creating a cascading positive effect on the partnership as a whole. Understanding the butterfly effect can be a powerful tool. It helps couples realize that taking responsibility for small daily habits like expressing gratitude or handling conflicts with kindness is the best way to steer a relationship toward a healthy future. The butterfly effect describes how tiny, seemingly insignificant events can cause massive, unpredictable consequences or unpredictable ripple effects later on. Essentially, everyday interactions like choosing a different route to work can trigger a chain reaction that alters a person's future dramatically, not just cause and effect. Highly complex systems, long term prediction becomes impossible to predict because certain variables will always spiral into disproportionate consequences. Past life, traditions, denominations, cultural practices, or any learned behaviors. Present life, new tools, evolutionary opportunities, and open mindedness applied to advantages or failures in real time. Future life, taking necessary steps, training, and forward thinking to prepare for future projections and trajectories using past, present, and future correlation. The butterfly effect means that small, seemingly insignificant actions can create large, unpredictable, and long term consequences in our lives, rooted in the idea that minor events can trigger chain reactions, ultimately reshaping our future. It serves as a reminder to be intentional with choices, as minor decisions can become turning points. God gives us freedom of choice, and this episode is intentional at pointing out the substance in our choices, conditions, and ultimate way of life. Nobody is perfect, and we all fall short of the glory and expectation of God. Sin is sin. Let us be intentional, responsible, and accountable with what we choose, the examples we set, how we treat each other, and follow God's plan for the butterfly man. I'm your number one host, Will J. Bailey, where number two is not a winner, and three, y'all know the rest. Yes, indeedy, Mose. Peace. God bless.